Today we're going to go on a different kind of adventure, and this is a place that I've been wanting to come to for like forever. It's on my bucket list, and hopefully we can knock it off that list today. What we're going to do is we're boating down this lake here in Arizona, and we're going to go explore Skeleton Cave. Now this cave was the last stand of a band of Apaches that were trying to escape the U.S. Army. And what they did is they came into this very, very remote area, and they had a special cave that they would hide in, and they thought that no one could ever find them there. And in fact, the Army would have never found them there. They were only discovered because the Army hired other Apaches to bring them. So the Army comes in here to capture or kill all the Apaches in this band. There, I think there was over 100 men, women, and children there. Now normally I would prefer to hike into a place like this, but unfortunately the closest you can get to it with a vehicle is a 14-hour round-trip hike up and down the mountains that you're going to see in this video. Now by boat it's a couple miles, but it's not a big problem with the Chig rig. I guess the truck's a Chig rig, so we can't call a boat that, can we? So let's go ahead and get to it. I'm just about to where we need to jump out of the boat, but I wanted to show you a little bit of the river before I do that. So I'm fairly certain we're in the right spot. It's going to be a steep hike. It's much steeper than I thought it was going to be, but I know you can get to it from the bottom, and it looks like there is kind of a way to get up. So we're going to go explore there. This is the bend I think it's on. So we're going to park the boat over there, and we're going to climb up the side of the mountain, up through there, skirt around the base of the top, and I think Skeleton Cave is right up there. If you look at the very top, it's underneath that and inside. And during that battle, just to give you a little taste of what's coming, the soldiers were below the cave shooting up into it, and the cave is more like a rock shelter. And they also got up on top, and they were dropping boulders over the tops, and they were falling down and crushing the men, women, and children who were trying to hide in this cave. And the ones that couldn't get into the very back got crushed by rocks. Now, getting into the very back was not a good idea for another reason, but I'm going to say that reason until we get up there. It's very gruesome, and we're going to look at it together. Let's climb. Perfect! This is a splendid little berth. I have to change my boots and get my gear together. We'll tie off to this tree and head up the hill. Hope you're ready. You're coming for the Chig. Might be, actually. We're close to a dam that's heavily protected. Yeah, they're interested in me. The rainbow around the sun. While we're just sitting here waiting for my one-way ticket to Gitmo, I thought we'd take a look around. I figure if they're interested in us, we'll see a boat here in a few minutes. So we'll give them about another 5 minutes or so. They want to head up over the hill. I don't want them taking my boat from me. It's a long walk on this side of the river to get anywhere. But I imagine if I got close to the plant, they'd probably come pick me up with that helicopter. Snatch me up just like that. So this is going to be a hike and a half. Whew. I have no clear path to the top, but we're going to keep searching. There's the boats down there. I made it this far on the first breath, so to speak. But the reason I stopped here is because there's some really neat quartz, little beans of quartz. If I don't fall down the mountain, I wanted to show you. Just noticing these things sticking out, and when I pull this piece up, look how green that is. I suspect that's copper. That's kind of a neat little specimen right there. I might keep that one. That's pretty cool. All right. Too bad it's not gold. Maybe the next one will be. We have to go up through here. I think that might cut back up that way. We can follow the ledge along just below that top ledge and go back that way again. I'm pretty sure that's what it looked like from the bottom. Anyway, this isn't going to be as easy as I had hoped. It never is. I was just getting ready to take off and I picked up this little piece of here. That's beautiful. I wonder if that's a marmot. Groundhogs make a very similar whistling noise. Some of the old farmers call them whistle pigs. I bet there's a marmot up in there. Let's listen. Shh. He's not going to make a whistle. Kind of sounds like a bird, but not really, if you know what you're listening for. So I've heard a number of them whistling, but they're like all over this cliff face, and I've heard a couple over there. I'm thinking that they're marmots, but I could be wrong. And one other thing we have to watch out for, and you need to watch out for, and this was a warning that was given to me by a rather babylicious park archaeologist that I met yesterday named Christina. She's very nice. She warned me about the Africanized honeybees. She said when you're out hiking, if you feel something tapping you like that, just tap, tap, tap. Not necessarily stinging you, but just tapping, that beware that could be and probably is an Africanized honeybee, and they're warning you to stay away or get away. So always keep that in the back of your head. That and of course the rattle of the rattlesnake. But tapping on you, that's a warning. And they can kill you because of course you get a couple hundred stings of those things out here by yourself and you're a goner. Let's go. Hey, did I show you that? Yeah, I already showed you that. Let's keep moving. We're still heading up. We came up through here. And this is where it drops off when it rains. And we couldn't get up that way. I think our only path is going to be around this ledge right here. And having looked at it from the boat, it looked like it doubled back that way and gives us a path to the top, but I really don't know for sure. But I'll go ahead and keep the video rolling. Yeah, look, there's like something was digging right there. That's probably that whistler that we heard. Gotta watch out for rattlesnakes as well. That's one of my main fears out here today is staying away from rattlesnakes because that is a long way back. I mean, there are other boats on this river. I've only seen one go by in the last hour though. You just have to be careful whenever you see rodents out and about like they are here. Of course that attracts rattlesnakes, so need to be doubly cautious. It looks like we can go up that way and hopefully it'll drop us onto that plateau up there, and we want to go to the base of that big cliff but up that way. So let's go ahead and move up here. Here comes a boat. Just kind of hang out here for a minute. Ooh, that's pretty overlook. I can hear a boat coming. You can hear them a long way echoing off the canyon walls. We'll just sit here for a minute and see what they do. Yeah, that doesn't look like a police boat. Usually they have a big light on top. Usually. They're gonna have to catch me now anyway. Alright. Let's keep going. Look what I just found. Way up here. The gods must be crazy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure up this way, gonna top there and go back that way somewhere. I don't exactly remember now, but that's what we're gonna do. I think if we can get up there, we're safe. We'll definitely be able to make it. Ooh, that was a snake. But we'll see. Wow, this is awesome. wonder how that bottle got way up here. Maybe somebody dropped it out of a plane like in the movie. That's a reference to a movie, by the way. If you didn't figure that out. Most of the weird things I say are references to something. All you have to do is Google it if you're really interested. Whenever I say something weird. Or write something like, more! Well, as you can tell, we're slowly getting higher. Breathing like a steam engine. Panting. I'm not sure if the cave, I think no, the cave's right up there. It's at the base of that dark cliff, not the light one. So we're gonna have to go up this way and cut around the base up there, the first ledge there on that big cliff to get to it. We're almost there. Another hour or so. I hope you can understand as you watch this video, how imposing this area is. I mean, it may not look like it on camera so much, but just standing here is amazing. And keep in mind, you know, the Apaches felt that they could never be found here. One, because of course the army moved on a horse. They didn't really move on foot very much by the time the Apache Wars came around. And the Apaches could just come here and hide out in the cave, and the women, I guess, would have to come all the way down to the river to get water. The women did everything in the Apache culture. Pretty much everything but hunt and go to war. Yeah, wow. And I guess to get to it from the other side up on top is just as difficult. Like I said, it's a 14-hour round trip hike, I believe, and you have to go through many canyons. And the only reason the army was able to find these guys is because they hired other Apaches to be scouts. And the scouts took them right to it. And they were caught unaware as they're going about their daily camp stuff. We'll go into more detail when we get up there. Here's a pretty little cactus bloom I thought I'd share with you. See, it's not all desolation out here in the desert. You can see the pollen right there, look at that. Look, my thumb's growing back, or my thing on my thumb's growing out. Yeah, there's another boat. Alright. Right up there, that's gotta be it. Not that opening there, but over there, there's one we can't see. Yeah, this may turn out to be a rock hounding video. This is a pretty rock right here. Look at that sparkle. I don't know, is that travertine maybe? I'm not sure. That's pretty though. Almost tempted to keep that, but we're in the first quarter of a hike. So I don't want a lot of weight. Maybe on the way down we'll look for some. This is kind of interesting. Look at this vein. You can follow it right up the rock face. You can see it's weathered and created a channel all the way up through there. And I'm gonna look to see if there's any gold nuggets in there. I don't see any. Don't see any copper either, but we'll keep our eyes open. Imagine if there was gold in there, the miners would have torn this thing up 100 years ago. Pretty sure. Still working our way up. Yeah, there's a boat down there. There's a lot of pontoon boats on this river with this dam right here. I want to show you a couple things. One, something fairly good size came up through here some time ago. That's not like a marmot. That could be a deer or a cougar, puma, or a painter if you're from the south. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That's a saguaro cactus. Here comes the helicopter again. That's a saguaro cactus. You find them in the Sonoran Desert, which is exactly where we are in Arizona. You can tell it never gets really cold here because they're here. I mean, it gets below freezing in the winter, but not way below freezing. They're a warm weather cactus. And we have cactus that grow around where I live. You know, where it can easily get down to 0 degrees in the wintertime. But not these. All right, we're almost to the base of the big cliff. This is where we want to go around. And round, 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 and round to right over there. See the peak comes down? That should be where the cave is. At least I'm really hoping. If it isn't, that's it. We'll have to go back to the drawing board. All right, let's go look at this cactus. At least I will. It's pretty, isn't it? All right, let's keep moving. I'm going to keep following that large animal that came through here. You can see where he rolled over these rocks, because he probably knows the path much better than I. So we'll just follow him, or her, and her cubs, her kits, and see where it goes. Hopefully right to where we want to go. Hey, boy, look at that. That's a hike. You never want to fall into those things. They'll tear you up. Of course, those will too, but one thing that gets stuck with those great big ones, I mean, they really hurt and make you bleed. Those little ones, man, they get in you. You can't get them out. Just can't get them out. Well, I just found something interesting. Remember that big critter that I said came up over the side of the hill? You can see where the rocks had been turned over. I knew it was big. Well, it might have been human. See these rocks piled up right here? That's called a cairn. And hikers will make those to mark a trail. So anytime you see rocks like that, that's usually an indication that you're on a trail of some sort. And this could very well be the trail to get to this, either from the bottom, which I have not even seen. This is the first one I've seen. Or maybe this is how you get to it from the top as well. You drop over the side here and come around the edge, which is probably more likely. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm almost 90% sure. Almost. So from now on out, we'll just follow the cairns, and it should take us right to Skeleton Cave. And here's the second one. This is another cairn or cairn, depending on where you're from. So this is the trail. And we'll probably see some more. What we'll do is just keep our eyes open for them. And usually they'll have one wherever a trail turns. It becomes somewhat indistinct. People will build them. You don't need them like every 3 feet. Although I don't see any from here. We'll keep going up. Here's a saguaro cactus up close. They're massive. Weigh thousands of pounds. That's that rock slide we looked at earlier. Something up here, I think it might be this stuff. I'm not positive, but it's wreaking havoc with my coughing and lungs. I must be allergic to it. It just feels like there's like a big handful of dust in my throat. Makes it kind of hard to breathe. It makes me want to cough a lot. All right, if you look up the hill, you can see there's a rock, a little rock on the big rock. That's a marker for sure. So we'll just keep following them. There's another cairn there, and we're basically just going along the edge. The cave is around up in that way. You see how far up we're getting. There's a boat coming, but the path we're taking now is the exact same path that the soldiers took when they attacked this place. They had to sneak around the side, and you can read about it in this book I'm going to show you soon. And you can read about how they came around the sides, and they had to take their boots off and wear moccasins because the boots made too much noise on the rocks, you know, crunching the rocks and stuff. So they snuck around at night around the edge, the exact same way I just came, and came around this side here, probably on almost the same trail that we're on, and got up below the cave and attacked them. And I'm going to tell you all about that when we get there, and I'm going to tell you about how they actually got him out of the cave. Mostly all dead, and they actually didn't take him out of the cave. They just left him in there, the dead ones. And their bones are still scattered around 20 years later when the cave was rediscovered by a railroad company employee. I believe that's the story. And I'll tell you all about that when we get up there, but first we got to get there. So we're going to go right around here, look for some more stones. There's one there, so they're probably hugging the edge. I'll keep this running for just a little bit so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm doing. I'm trying to avoid the cactus thorns. I already got stuck twice. Once in a, wow, right there in a finger, which is where I got a blister a few days ago when I was out river hunting for fossils. You probably saw that video already. Maybe not though, who knows. I get stuff out of sequence. Here's a rodent latrine. That's where they go to poo, much like the raccoons do I'll show you in the video how they go into the caves just to poo, or they'll find a log along the river and use a one log to go, called a latrine. All right, and this is the way. Be very careful. You can see the vegetation is all mushed down, so at least a few people come here. Not a lot, but it's enough to keep a path. You can see there's where someone stepped on this branch right here and broke it off, and it died. That's pretty old. A lot older than that fresh dirt we saw turned over, which was done since the last time it rained, but it could be a week or 2 weeks old. I don't know, last time it rained out here. Enough yapping. We'll talk to you right around the corner here. Boat's right below us there. There's another cairn. I guess the path wheedles its way along here, and I guess it goes right over that little hump. I don't see any stones marked, but that's about the only way we can go. Look at that. Almost makes me dizzy, want to fall over. I don't want to do that up here. And there it is. So we are almost at Skeleton Cave. Just another 100 yards in front of us. We'll just take a couple minutes to get there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to catch my breath, and I'm going to break the video here. I'm going to make this 2 segments because it's getting really long, I know. But tomorrow night, I promise, I'll go ahead and put up the second part of this, where we're going to go and we're going to look at the cave, and I'm going to tell you exactly what happened there. And I brought a book, and I'm going to read to you a couple first-person accounts from the soldiers that came here, and what this battle was like, and what they did, and how the Indians suffered, and how the soldiers felt that it was more like murder than it was warfare. So please check in again with me tomorrow night, and I'll tell you the rest of the story. See you then.